Hello, how are you? Had to get my last little bit of water in. It is a beautiful Friday and it is time for our office hours. So I hope you are doing well. And today we're going to talk about the speaking industry outlook. I try to come on and just tell you what I'm noticing with events and, you know, and all the things so that as speakers we will know how to adjust ourselves properly. But I hope you're doing well on this Friday. For those of you who are members, thank you for stopping by. For those of you who are guests, sorry, welcome to iFind You Close. I am the lead researcher and founder, Felicia Jones, and this is our office hours that we do every Friday so that we can just kind of chit chat and answer any questions that you may have around anything when it comes to using our platform, booking speaking gigs, or I don't know, your favorite cinnamon roll recipe, because that's where I am right now. I'm looking at cinnamon roll recipes. Also, I'm going to go check while we're talking whether or not anybody's left any questions for us so that, inside of our platform there, or if you answer or saw the email, you can always submit your questions through our little form. And you know what? I'll make sure I answer that here on the show. So while I am delaying myself, I'm going to go look for this. Now, I want to kind of give you a couple of details on what I'm noticing when it comes to the speaking industry. And I'm looking down, so I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm just trying to multitask in all of the wrong tabs on my computer. Yeah, are you a 50 tab person or a 25 tab person? I'm like three windows of 50 tabs. Yeah, so that's how I operate because that's efficient. That's really efficient. All right. All right, let's talk about what I'm noticing when it comes to the speaking industry outlook and how you need to adjust as a speaker. Okay, here's the thing that I'm noticing with speaking gigs. I think there's going to be a glut of quality. I won't say bad quality gigs, but I think you're going to have, I kind of look at things as like exceptional quality, kind of like, and then just kind of do it just to keep your name out there type events. And I think what has happened is that we're seeing a little weird pattern of events that have kind of repeated from last year. They have moved themselves to the fall, trying to go live. And the other bigger events have just canceled altogether and they're going into 2022. So what this means as a speaker is that you're still going to be in this mode of just being relevant. Because for those of you who are using speaking to market and to get in front of large audiences, I think it's going to be a while before we see that. I think maybe squeezing in at the end of the year, but definitely going into next year because we have cities and states that are still not having large events. If you really want to pay attention to if a large event is coming back, you have to look at the basketball and the NFL. They're having moderate, like 25% capacity, and that does affect, people who have large conferences with 10,000 people. Even to conferences with just 750. So you're really going to have to pay attention to that. But what we're seeing is that a lot of these events are going live in Texas and Florida. You have to make the judgment on whether or not you're ready for all of that. But of course, Texas and Florida aren't the only places where people are having events. And at the same time, even though we are ready to get back on stage, events still have to convince people to spend the money to come be inside and to, spend the money for the event versus going on an amazing vacation. So they still have to go through all the marketing to get people to come to the event. And no matter what, it does feel like some people are just not ready. Not because of social distancing and things like that. It's just, a lot of people have been by themselves for a year and it's like, woo, I go from one person to like 1,500. That's a lot. So you're still seeing events kind of struggle with that. So, and it's very weird because you'll see an onslaught of events and then they'll take them back. But what I'm definitely seeing is still a lot of virtual. Virtual is still going to be a major player for this year. Even though a lot of events have, live dates on the calendar, I'm also starting to see a lot of them slowly. Yeah, we're not going to do our event in July. We're going to move it to the fall or move it to next year or just opt for virtual. So that's something you're going to have to just be okay with. I like virtual because for those of you who are new, for those of you who, you had to give yourself some grace last year and you're jumping back into it, virtual is still a really good place for you to be because it's the fastest way that you can do a lot of events without it, I don't know, disrupting your entire life. And that's the thing. Even when you're getting paid to speak, traveling and doing all this stuff, it's a slight disruption to your life because you have to, put all the things into place. So virtual is still going to be a very big player for this year. And I highly recommend jumping on as many events as you can that make sense for you to keep relevant and to build up your credibility. And for those of you, if you're testing out new talks, this is going to be the time to do it, because what I want you to start doing now is applying for as many of these virtual events as possible. We're going to talk about live events in a second, but go for as many of these virtual events, because what I'm going to recommend in around August is to do a complete 180 shift. Because in August, we're going to start seeing a lot more events come back for 2022. And that's when you need to start prepping and going after those events. So these virtual events for now are just going to keep you relevant, keep you moving, keep you all juicy, and keep you out there. And then, and so that'll build up your credibility, testimonials, getting everything that you need to get together. Because like I think what's going to happen now, who knows? I can't predict the future, but what I think will happen is that we're going to do a major shift in August so that you can start going after live events, big time live events. Okay. No matter if you're trying to get paid for them, you're trying to market your business for them, we're going to do that shift, because going after these live events is going to take a little bit more planning on your part and structuring of your business. So this is a good time for those of you who speaking is not your main source of income, but you're running a business. Still go after all of these virtual events for this year. Go for local. We'll talk about that in a moment. But get all of your business ducks in a row, because and if you know this, like I know this, once you get back on the road, a lot of things kind of fall to the wayside, because, speaking is glamorous, but a lot of things will fall to the wayside. That's why I want you to really take this time to still go for events, but to get all of your business ducks in a row. Get your funnels, get your sales funnels, whatever you're selling, get your products together, have all of that ready to go by August, because then we're going to do a complete shift in how we tackle going after events. Now, a lot of people are still doing events right now, but I still want you to pay attention to your business, to what's going on in your business. All right, let me go make sure we don't have any questions. Of course, if you have any questions, put them down in the comment box. I will be sure to answer them right now while I'm on here. All right, no questions from our forum, so cool. All right, what else is going on? Local. A lot of places are doing small local group events. So you'll start seeing local network meetings, Chamber of Commerce, and I think I've told you this before. If you want to go live, if you're ready to go live, local is going to be your best bet at this exact moment, because local can book you like kind of right now. They're not booking a year out like they usually do, because everything is kind of in like, we'll wait and see what's happening with the world. But they are booking, like a month or two out. So if you can, be flexible enough to do those, I highly recommend you start targeting your local networking groups, your local business groups and organizations, local, and then also your local chamber of commerces, especially for those of you who want to do workshops and things like that. You can absolutely look into the local, especially if you're pitching a workshop. And then that way you can have a little bit more leverage if you're ready to get back out there and get in front of a live audience. But right now, virtual is still going to be it. A lot of events are going to the fall, so still keep up your pace with how you are pitching and how you are looking at gigs. Things are going to move a lot faster than what has been expected, because we just didn't know what was going on. So this is also a great time. I mean, this is day 2 of the second quarter. So if you have not been getting things in a row, this is going to be the quarter for you to do it. Your websites, those testimonials, your talks, get all of it together. You have from now until what we got? April, May, June. You have from now until June, okay? Am I doing this right? April, March, January, February, March, April, May, June. From now until June. So this is going to be your focus if you're still just getting back in there, because like I said, once August comes, we need to have everything ready to go so that we can pitch at a more significant level, especially because the bigger quality events, the people with money, all of those things are going to start coming back in full force come 2022. So you need to be ready for it. And like I've told you before, there are a lot of people who have, they unfortunately may have the jump on you, but that's okay. You still have a time, but not that much time. I know, so go ahead and work on all of those things. That's all I really have for you when it comes to looking at the industry outlook. I do feel with our research, whew, and this is the beautiful part of what we do is, for probably a regular person, you're getting into a time where it's going to be hard to find gigs, because we're in that weird thing of people having to decide if they're going to go live, if they're going to go virtual, or if they cancel until next year altogether. So we're about to see like a little glut of events. And you're probably going to see more virtual summits and all that kind of stuff pop up. You have to decide if that's the right place for you. But this little thing, I think what's going to happen, because when I've noticed these patterns before when we research, and that means I have to change how our team researches, and we have to do things a little bit differently because it does get a little harder. I think that's starting earlier now. It's starting earlier now. Don't worry for you. For you, you don't have to worry. We're still going to find it. We still do our job. We just have to get into a different research pattern when there's this weird little glut, because it's weird, because we, like in December, there was boom, all these people just jumped in, and then like everybody's taking everything back. I think it's starting a little bit earlier, because we typically see this in summer, where a lot of people aren't really putting a lot out there looking for speakers, and then it comes back full force in the fall. I think it's going to start a little bit earlier this year. I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like I think the beginning of summer may be a little bit challenging for us. This is us, and has not anything to do with you. And then I think like I said, by August, I think we're going to see just an onslaught of events, because everybody has officially made their decision for 2022 and 2023. So that's why I'm telling you to be ready. I think what we're going to see over the next few months are a lot more virtual events, and then the sneak peek of events coming into the fall. So be ready for all of it. And then, of course, you'll have to make some decisions on whether or not you're ready to travel, you're ready to be around large groups. That's that's up to you. Some of us are ready, some of us aren't. And then you'll have to figure out how you want to negotiate. And I think going forward, we're going to see a lot of hybrid type events as well, going into the end of this year. I'm not really sure about next year. It's so weird, because for a moment, like, everything's virtual, and then it's like, I don't know. We'll see. This is kind of still a month-to-month process. All right, like I said, that's all I have for you. I'm sorry. It feels like I'm giving like the quarterly financial report, but I feel like a play-by-play telling you what's going on in the event industry. Hopefully it's helpful for you so that you can make some adjustments. But for right now, quarter 2, get ducks in a row, because we're going to do major pushes come August. All right. Also, this is our anniversary month, so some things are going to be happening. Yay. So with that, I hope you have an amazing Friday. If you do have any more questions about anything, put them in the comment box here. For those of you on the platform, just click that YouTube button and pop it over here to YouTube. And for all of you who are brand new, thank you. Thank you. March has been an amazing month for us. So thank you to all of the new people. Thank you to all of you who've been hanging in there since day one. Uh, I appreciate you. You have no idea. And I'm trying to always make sure we're getting better and to serve you more. And I know it's been a very interesting last couple of years, last year. But if you hang in there, I think you're gonna see some major benefits from all of this work, from us giving you these opportunities for your business, like coming by the end of this year into next year. So it's going to be all good, y'all. So hang in there. So make sure you take care of yourself, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.